All right, day 54 of 365 days of meditation. Um, I did an evening meditation today. Um, hope tomorrow to push it a little bit earlier in the day and then a bit earlier again the next day and get back into the practice, the habit of doing it in the morning, first thing. I do find if I leave it till the end of the day, it's a little bit harder to get up and do it or sit down and do it, I guess. I sort of postpone it and postpone it and postpone it. And here we are now. It's 11 o'clock at night. I'm tired. I just wrapped up 1 hour of meditation. And I'm shooting this video and then head off to bed. But yeah, today overall, prior to the meditation, the mood was much better. I got a good workout in this morning, which I know definitely helps. And as far as the meditation practice goes, yeah, I was feeling a little bit anxious still today, but definitely better than yesterday. And sat down, did the hour, explored acceptance, and then I explored a little bit with by asking the question, what am I afraid of? I've done this before during this challenge, and I've done it before in the past as well, and a number of things flooded into my mind. There's definitely one recurring theme, and that's the fear of making a mistake. I know intellectually that mistakes are inevitable. They're a part of growth in life. They're a part of personal evolution. They're a part of change, personal development. I've read some great books on what I label mistake. Maybe the problem is labeling it as a bad thing instead of seeing it as an opportunity for growth. I've heard people like Tom Billio talk about mistakes being an what does he call it? Something like a data-rich experience or something like that, or an opportunity to mine data from the experience. I've read the book Mindset by Carol Dweck, which is a phenomenal book, where she talks about the growth mindset versus the fixed mindset. And essentially it's how you see mistakes, whether or not you lean into challenging tasks knowing that you're going to make a mistake, or you shy away from them, afraid to make a mistake, afraid of what the outcome might be. That ties into decision making as well for me. Yeah, struggling to make a decision, worrying it's going to be the wrong one, essentially. So yeah, exploring fear a bit today, and even though intellectually, again, I understand the growth mindset, there's definitely some deep-rooted beliefs, and I know I can trace those back to childhood, a very early age, the fear of making a decision or acting on something that was uncomfortable or challenging or had a potential to leave me in a emotional state that I would not like. And I think part of it probably was that I was already in such a overwhelmed emotional state constantly at that point in my life that maybe avoiding anything else that might add to it was the most logical thing to do at that time. Maybe it was a sort of a survival mechanism. I couldn't take any more disappointment or discomfort or suffering or pain or anything. This was already just too much piled on, given the state of my mental health at that time. I don't know, but it definitely is not useful now. So yeah, explored fear a bit. One of the other things I took away was that as the different things that I fear occurring in my future, as they begin to sort of flood my mind, and I would sit there and accept that those may occur, accept that those may occur, accept that, whatever the thing was that came into my mind might occur. After doing that for a while, I kind of realized that I was really only focusing on all the possible negative outcomes that might occur, and maybe a better way of practicing acceptance would be to, yes, accept the negative thing that I'm fearing might happen, accept that it might happen, but also accept that the opposite, the thing that I actually want, might happen. And again, this is not a new concept to me. It was just kind of a reminder, maybe. Reminder came at me in a different way. Having experienced a lot, years of obsessive compulsive disorder, I know all about focusing on the negative. I know about catastrophizing very, very, very well. Always worrying about the worst case scenario in every moment and trying to plan out how you're going to mitigate it constantly. I'm very familiar with that state of mind. And so perhaps it's just another layer of it, or it's kind of popping back up again in being afraid of all the possible things that I wouldn't want to happen in my life happening, and not at all acknowledging that there's also the flip side of that is possible, which is all the good things that I would want to happen instead of all the negative occurring. So anyway, yeah, that's what I wrestled with today in meditation, because I was thinking about all these horrible things that might happen and remembering experiences in my life when I was thinking about where that sort of fixed mindset mentality began. It was definitely an emotionally charged meditation again today. Yeah, good half an hour probably of just off and on ugly crying. And it's good. I mean, I guess I'd rather get it out and go through those emotional experiences and rather than have them sort of stuck inside and just festering. So yeah, that's it. That was today. In closing, if you're struggling at all with your mental health, if you're sort of carrying the burden alone, suffering in silence, if you don't have an outlet for it, it can really drag you down. And that was actually one of the fears that came up, was the fear of going back into a state of deep depression like I've experienced in the past, or experiencing symptoms of OCD all over again, or extreme anxiety all over again. I mean, I've had a few little bumps in the road here over the last 54 days, but it's nothing compared to what I've experienced in the past. Definitely not in terms of intensity or duration. So, I mean, that's a good sign, but I guess that fear still lurks there that I'll relapse, or so to speak, and go back to that state, even though it's highly unlikely. But yeah, if you are in those states of misery, don't try to go it alone. Talk to somebody. For me, it's the best thing I've ever done. I mean, I have a few outlets. I have friends and family I can talk to about it. I post these videos, which is a way of sort of processing through it. My journal, or write about it. I'm meditating daily, which is an outlet for kind of going through some tough emotions and sort of releasing them from the psyche, if you will. But yeah, talking about it is definitely a very powerful tool, and for me, it was sort of the first step in a journey towards a better mental and emotional state. So, if you are in that state of struggle and suffering, talk to somebody. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.